I'm back. Well, Egnater, or Egnater, as they say in England. Well, what the hell am I doing with an Egnater something or other? I don't know. Well, I'll tell you what I'm doing with it. I recently went to a guitar show in Birmingham, as they say in the States, Birmingham if you're in England. And I found a guitar pedal that was, and I'll quote you, built in Los Angeles, California. It's a pretty heavy pedal. And it's actually, I hate to say it, it's two pedals in one. But that wasn't why I bought it. I went along to my favourite, well, it wasn't my favourite, but it's one of my favourites, PMT in England. It's a bit like Guitar Centre in America, but smaller. Still a good store. I knew one of the guys for years and years. He wasn't there. A guy named Gary who used to be at Musical Exchanges. Hi, Gary. But on the stand, they got this Egnater, this pedal. I've got the receipt here because it was just a handwritten thing. I threw some cash at them, some dosh. And they said, yeah, 49 quid, or quids, as the Americans would say. Well, that's about $65. So I'm thinking to myself, there's got to be something wrong. Made in California, shipped halfway around the world. Where's the rub? So I did a little bit of homework. And when I started doing the homework, I thought, what a bargain. Yeah, a real bargain. And the reason this review's here on a pedal that was made in around 2014 is that these are still out there and they're still available. Yeah. So let's get the pedal out and start to look at what we got for our £49 or $65. You could be shocked. I really was. I mean, it's got to be one of the best bargains I've bought in a long time. Thank you very much, PMT. And I said I'd tell you about them. Well, opening this thing up, you get the usual few pages of whatever it is. You get a piece of this stuff. Like that too. Oh my God, here's the pedal. Oh. Man, this is a really chunky pedal. And it's never been used. Oh my God, here's the feet. What about that? It's never been out the box. What a great buy. Let's have a look a bit further. Get that out of here. All that rubbish away. Oh, you're there. Now then, it really was £49. You probably can't see that, but trust me, it was. What an awesome pedal. And even if it sounded crap, I'd still put it in the armour because it looks good. Oh my God. Well, what did I get for me £49? By the way, these listed at $300 in America and about £200 here. I have seen them on the internet, even now. At Thomann, they've got one of these for about £150, which is about 170 something euros, give or take. They've got them in a couple of other places in America where they go in for about $150 to $200 still. I didn't find any really cheap ones anywhere. The very cheapest recommendation from Reverb was, they go for about 95 to 120 pounds, that is, or 130 pounds second hand. So my 49 quid, or quids as the Americans say, as I said, is a pretty dynamic bargain. What do I get? This is what matters, isn't it? There's a few features that I just want to go over. By the way, we'll be playing these at the end of the video, as we always do, so you'll get some idea of what this thing can do. I'll probably put it on one of those, 255X's or something like that, so we can get a bit of drive going. You know what I mean? Yeah, it says here, the Goldsmith is two separate pedals. Well, it would be, but this is a Silversmith, so let's turn the page. Oh my God, here we are, Silversmith. There you are. So there's a Goldsmith, a Silversmith, and a Blacksmith. The Blacksmith's for the heavy boys. This is sort of medium, type of distortion rather than being way over the top. And I think this is probably a better choice than the way over the top one because it's more flexible, you can do more with it. Silversmith, they say, is actually two separate pedals, distortion and boost. I knew that. That's one of the reasons I bought it. It's in one box, it can be used independently or together. Now the thing about it, I haven't read all this because I don't need to really. What you've seen me harp on historically about clean boost. It never used to be a thing, I don't know. I sort of harped on a lot about it off and on. But a clean boost can give you that extra drive without distortion, if you know what I mean. You can drive the front end of your amp just that much more, as if you'd got pickups that were, well, as if they'd had Weetabix for breakfast. There's an American thing equivalent, don't worry. You'll know what Weetabix is, hopefully. Yeah, they get muscles. Not like these, of course. These are useless. But this clean drive allows you to load up that front. I mean, even Mesa have done it. It allows you to load up that front end of your amp. So you get that nice tone, that nice sound, that nice drive even. And then it goes further. There's the boost on this side. We're getting closer. And then on this side we've got a distortion. And the distortion can do a pile of things as well. Obviously it distorts. It's got a load of other features. We're getting through them. We're going to have a look inside too. And at the back here, it's almost like having two independent pedals. That's what he says. And he's right. There are two independent pedals if that's what you want. We're going to learn a lot more about it as we go and look at it. So what I aim to do now, rather than harping on what they say, who cares? I'm more interested in what we say, what I say, that this pedal is like, and for the 49 quid. And if ever you see one for 49 quid, go and ask PMT if they got any more. Yeah, PMT, yeah, Birmingham, yeah. Okay, I'm going to whip the back off and zoom in and let you have a look at the quality. By the way, this is an all analog pedal. There's none of the digital junk in there. So it's all analog, it sounds analog, and it is analog, but it's not true bypass, they say. There's some chip in there that's a custom made one. Never mind, we'll see what we see. If I can't get too far, then I can't inside, but we'll have a look at the quality, because remember, this thing is supposed to come from California. That's renowned for quality, isn't it? Yeah, of course it is. Hold on. Well, here we are inside, but unfortunately I can't really get this board apart. You've got a screw here, but you've also got one here. And this one inside here does not want to come out. So I'm not going to ruin the board just to show you, but I can see there's chips the other side of that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this little driver board here, which seems pretty interesting. But I can't tell you that much more about it, I'm afraid. Nevertheless, you can see the quality is absolutely incredibly good. And for what I paid of £49, it's a veritable bargain. You couldn't buy the case for that, could you? So, yeah, is it good? Yeah, it is good. It even came with a battery, of all things. Well, what more can I say? Let's zoom in a little bit closer, just have another look at that little bit of board there. Unfortunately, there's not much more I can show you, really. What a pity. Except that it was made in 2014, week 32. So it's been around a little while. It's not a reflection of the pedal, because I still see them all over the internet. But the quality of this board here, really, really high quality. Look at the solder. I can't show you the rest, I'm afraid. On this one I failed. So I guess looking at the back of this is about as good as it gets, really. It's got full approvals. Don't throw it in your bin. CE. ROSH compliance, which means there's no lead in the thing or in its components. Something that Fractal never learned about until version 3. You got 9 volt DC, it's positive outside, negative inside. Don't use the service support, certainly the pedal will avoid the warranty, I'm sure it will. Yeah, well, from 49 quid, I don't think I care. The device complies Part 15 of the FCC. It's hand built in Los Angeles, California, using premium worldwide components. It means it's got the parts from everywhere or anywhere, but it's really well made, and that's all that matters. Actually, just before we go further front, we just want to have a look at these. So you've got an in and an out, or an in and an out and an in and an out, if you get me. You can sort of patch other things into it, or you can have these pedals separate. Very clever idea, and we'll cover it more later. Okay, well here we are round on the interesting bit, and this is the boost side first of all that we want to look at. I always like boosts because they just can drive that amp just that little bit differently or extra without all that distortion. If you don't want the distortion but you just want the extra gain, it's all good. I've always liked boost pedals, way back from the Seymour Duncan one, you know, the red one. I've shown a few times. I've also shown others, but the Seymour seems to be the best one. It's obsolete, but guess what? Who cares? So what we've got in this boost section here is, this is a boost that isn't just clean, which is a bit weird really. So it's got its drive and it's got a colour, and obviously it's got its boost, and it's got tight plus or tight minus on the level. I suppose that affects the bottom end as much as anything. But looking at it, as I said, it can give you more boost than just clean, which is a bit unusual. As I said, it's weird. In fact, it will give you semi-clean, crunchy type of tones with, you know, control over the tightness, the brightness, and the gain. It says here in the manual. So useful. It's got its own on and off there, and its own on and off on the other one. Oh, and a little battery thing we'll come to later, which is also quite nice. So we've got the drive. Where are we? Drive. That'll give you a bit of, you know, grit. Set it low for clean. Turn it up for just the right amount of rock. Yeah, nice. Colour. Well, smooth and mellow to glassy high, it says here, without ever getting ice picky. Oh, it's a shame. Yeah, I like some of the ice picks. Ice picks are bad, huh? You'll tell that to Albert Collins. Oh, you can't anymore, but he got a few ice picks. Awesome player. So we got that colour, and then we move on to the level. Well, hard to get wrong really. How much do you want to give it, really? Now, if you're using both of these pedals together, we'll cover this other one in a moment, but I want to just look at this switch here. This is like a what they call a dB setting. If you set it to dB and the B as the arrow to the D, that's the boost, goes to the distortion and then out. But if you flip it the other way, it goes distortion, little arrow to the B, to boost. So we can either drive this pedal to that pedal, or that pedal to this pedal. Or you could use them independently, as I said above, you know, from these connections above. Yeah, what more can I say? You don't want to underestimate, actually, you don't want to underestimate this little switch here between the distortion feeding the boost, or the boost feeding the distortion, like I said. It makes a fair amount of difference in which way it's driven. Now I'd call this gain over here, I'd call it medium to high gain. That's what it's got. You can sort of have it reasonably low or anything in between, flat out. It's quite good. Now we all know what a volume is and a gain is. It's so universal, it's painful. But then we've got this contour switch down here. Well, think of the contour as being anything above 12 o'clock is really more of a boost. And anything further back, that's a boost of mid, by the way. But when you take it back, it scoops instead. Now on this contour there's also this little switch at the end here which can give you two different contours, so if you don't like this one you can flip to that one, and then you've got all this range in between. You know, very flexible in what it can do, and that's one of the main things about this this distortion pedal really. Now we've also got this thing here called a tight switch, and you have it set on plus. When you crank this thing up, this will make it more focused. That's how I describe it. And when you have the settings further back, you can have it on this minus, which sounds nicer really, but you could have it on either, but I tend to hop on the minus side when the distortions are backed off a bit. The gains are backed off, that is, should I say. Now don't underestimate this thing up at the top here, this patch in and out, because you can have these two things completely separate in that way, and you could patch these off into other pedals and so on and so forth. Very, very clever way of doing things, that is. As I said, it's either two pedals or it's one pedal, or it's whatever you want it to be really. Very flexible for a pedal that, well, as I said, cost me 49 quid. Pity you'll be paying 150, but there you go. Now I like this feature. For anybody that's using one of these off a battery, just as I am, I don't bother with all these bloody pedal boards and the rest, I just plug it in and go. You've got a 9-volt DC power in the end, but you don't want to use that. You've got the battery going. What happens is when the battery runs down, this light comes on and it starts to flicker, just like this. And as the battery runs out, it flickers faster and faster and faster until it stops, and then the light stays on. I think that's a really useful move, and it's on the whole series of these Egnater pedals, the Silversmith, the Goldsmith and the Blacksmith. So very useful, can be. Yeah. There's another couple of things I liked about this pedal. They're here in the back. I always talk about warranties and things, which is interesting, but just before that, it says here that it'll work on between 9 and 12 volts DC, tip negative, or use the internal 9-volt battery. The overdose draws approximately 40 milli. I don't know what that's about. Overdose? Has this guy been snorting something? I don't know. There's no hope for that. Low power monitor, we've talked about. But let's get on to that warranty. I like the warranty, especially at 49 quid. Egnater offers a 3-year warranty to all original purchases of this Egnater product with free from defects in material and workmanship. A dated sales receipt will establish coverage. There it is. Yeah, what else can I say? This warranty does not cover service parts and all that rubbish, but what do you want? Even at £149, a 3-year warranty, something not to sniff at. A lot of these pedals have a 1-year warranty, or that's not covered. Yeah, it's not covered at all. Yeah, who's told you that? Oh, your dealer. Oh, can't help you. Type of thing. This one, you know, it's a very substantial pedal. It's got all this stuff on it, and I have to say, yeah, you need to check one of these out. Even if you don't buy it, check it out, because there's so many features, and that boost on the ends, the thing, that really turns this pedal into being something better than a TS8 or a TS9 or a TS whatever you want. It's probably better than a lot of the others as well, made in California, none of this Chinese stuff. Yeah. What more can I say about it? Well, what about score? I mean, you haven't heard it, have you? Oh, sorry, I have. Yeah, I'd rate this at about a 9 actually, no matter what Pete Thorne might say. Oh, if you want to go and watch somebody really playing it, you know, and do, Pete Thorne's the man. The only problem with that is that Pete Thorne, yeah, he didn't buy it. It was loaned to him to be reviewed, and those sort of reviews, I hate to say it, usually sales based. This isn't sales based. I bought it. It's good. Or not. And I say exactly what I find. I wish I could find more by opening the back more. But I do believe what they say actually. I can tell from the board and the rest that it's all good stuff. So my rating for that, as I said, is a 9 out of 10. And for 49 quid, it's a 10 out of 10. Do you know, I couldn't believe there was all these guys. This was on their stand, on the PMT stand. Oh, by the way, that's PMT there. Da, 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 da. It was on the PMT stand all day. It had been there for 2 days, because I went on the Sunday. There was a Saturday and a Sunday. I went on the Sunday and I saw it there early on, and I thought, well, you know, I've got enough pedals. So I walked around the show all day till about 4:30, 4:15 from 10 o'clock. That's a long time walking around, and all these people wandering around. Nobody bought that for 49 quid. How ridiculous is that? It tells me one of two things. That either nobody understands what it does, or they don't know what they're looking at. A Californian product for that money, trust me, is unheard of. Okay, it's coming up in a minute. You'll be able to hear it yourself. Well, you'll hear it from me, not from yourself, actually. But anyway, it's all good. Yeah. What else can I say? Don't forget to go to www.turnymckenzie.com. You should go there sometime. Even if not now, it's okay. It's how you contact me. You can contact me via Tube. Tube, that's a new one. Or you can go on the website and fill the form out. That's a good idea. Yeah. Great little pedal. Oh, it's a great big pedal, actually. Anyway, it's coming up now. So, get out of here. I'm back. Well, here I am again with yet another pedal review. As I've said on the others, I'm not going to be doing backing tracks and playing for half an hour or anything like that. I'm just going to give you the sounds of the pedals because they are what they are. I've got this 65 ampere called a Ventura. Very nice when it's on clean. I'll demonstrate that in a moment. And this time we're going to be looking at a thing called an Egnater Silversmith. There it is, Egnater. It's down on the side. There it is. You might have seen one of these kicking around, but the thing about this one, this has got a load of things on it. It's sort of hand built in Los Angeles. You couldn't get any better than that. It's got all the compliances on it and everything else. This is really well made and really heavy, as you've seen in the review that way. Yeah, pretty cool. So basically you can see up there the initial settings of this thing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the boost first and then the distortion afterwards. Do a lot of things with this pedal. Let's listen at the amp as it sounds clean. And it really is clean. Very clean. That's what it was designed for. So I'll turn the boost on. I'll keep this tight switch off, which funnily enough it had one of those on the Friedman Dirty Shirley pedal. Wonder how near this one is to that. Okay, I'll turn the boost on. I can hear the boost straight off. Got a little bit of distortion on it. Sounds pretty cool. Let me just make a few adjustments. I'll put the colour in at 12 o'clock and I'll bring the drive up to 12 o'clock. And I'll leave everything else as it was. So I haven't changed it much. bad sound actually, just from a plain and simple boost. I'm going to turn the boost off. Actually, I won't. What I'll do is I'll try this tightness switch. So here it is before. Actually, well, went sort of quiet. Not bad. I'm going to turn the boost off and I'm going to turn on the distortion. Now I'm going to keep the contour at about 10 o'clock, the tone about 10 o'clock, the gain well back, and the volume. The volume's at about 1 or 2 o'clock, which is where the boost was set. That makes sense, right? So let's hear it just as it is. That's got what a sort of bottom end. I'm going to bring the tone up a bit to 12 o'clock. I need to take the contour up to 12 o'clock as well. See what difference that makes. If I back the guitar off, not bad at all. Now, if I turn the gain up, I think we can turn into a stonking monster. Very toppy. Back it off a bit. A bit more. Okay, so let's combine the two of them. Who knows what we'll get? Take the gain back a little bit. We don't want too much gain, do we? Maybe we do. So, overall, not a bad pedal. I wouldn't rate it as good as that GT500 again. I think it's a bit tinny, for want of a better word. Well, maybe I can play around a bit more and take that gain off a bit more. And maybe get a slightly better... Let's check that. Personally, I think it remains slightly compromised on the tones, but what do you want for your money? £49 or $65, it's a pretty good deal. I guess playing around with it for a while I could get better tones and stuff like that, but remember it's being driven through, this amp's being driven through it, and this amp's completely clean as it's set up, so it does meet a function, and I think, as I said, if I played around with it for a while it could be interesting. Well, that's it for now. And that's a Silversmith. That's the sort of tones that I could get out of it. I think it's a reasonable pedal, but is it worth the original price? Probably not. Grab the GT500 from Full Tone as opposed to this one, the Silversmith from Egnater. It's a better pedal. But don't knock it for the money. So until next time, Get out of here. You've heard enough. I'm not going to sit here faffing around playing. You're listening to the tones, right? See you soon. And thanks for watching, guys.